Emmanuel will be remembered as one of the most influential economists of our generation. If you go to his website and just scroll through some of his top publications, it's truly humbling. His contributions to different areas of economics, particularly at the intersection between macro and finance. In international economics alone, his work on currency unions, exchange rate determination, global imbalances, and various kind of aspects of macroprudential regulation have been very influential in starting research programs. Lots of young people are working on these questions now. And I think these ideas have also been quite influential in the policy debate at the IMF or at various treasuries around the world or at central banks. So his legacy there certainly is going to live on. Stepping back, in that area of his research program, there are sort of, I think, two big ideas that stand out to me. The first is that finance and economics really need to be studied together if we want to understand some of the big challenges and some of the big issues that are going on in the world economy. So a lot of his work has been importing insights from asset pricing and sometimes also corporate finance into sort of international macroeconomics. The second big idea, or maybe it's more of an attitude, is that sometimes tackling important policy questions requires building foundations, theoretical foundations. That's a big word, but maybe just ways of thinking about things that people may not be familiar with. And he really kind of made that one of his missions, like give people the tools, give people ways of thinking about different problems. I was one of his first students, and from the very first time I met him, it was very humbling for me because we were both exactly the same age. I was a graduate student, and he was not only a faculty member, but also a faculty member that was absolutely key for helping me, put together my job market paper. And so I learned a lot from him during that time. I think it was a time where he wasn't as busy as he got later in his career. I mean, he's placed, I think, over 30 PhD students. Many of them are professors and have students of their own today. So I learned a lot from him, and a lot of these lessons I now kind of teach to my own students. One of those is that when you have an idea and you're not quite sure what it is exactly yet, so I think a lot of theory work gets started like that. You have some kind of intuition and you're trying to figure out what exactly it is to strip down that idea to its bare bones and show a theoretical insight in the simplest possible setting and to make it as clear as possible. He's then later kind of coached me basically through my entire career. And one of the things that he taught me there is that, sometimes, you want to be responsive to referees and you want to, make sure people like your work, but then there's also a time where you don't compromise. And where, this is my idea and here I'm going to make my stand and I'm not going to deviate from that. So I think that was kind of a very refreshing sort of attitude. Sometimes when I was depressed, he would say, well, you need a brain for theory, implying that, if people don't necessarily understand what you're saying, you need to say it in a different way, but don't change the idea. So yeah, I'm very grateful for all he's done for the profession, for me personally, for all of his other students who are now going and starting big research programs in different fields. Emmanuel will be missed. I still can't believe that I won't be walking into his office anymore, asking him questions, running into him at conferences, going for pizza. That was like a thing that we did quite regularly. Emmanuel will be missed.